Hello! So I wanted to do just a quick video to show you what Lensbaby lenses I'm using, because if you're not familiar with Lensbaby, or you're new to it, or you think it sounds interesting, or you see me post and I go, oh, I took this with the Sol45 or the Composer Pro 2 with an Edge 50, you might go, what the hell is that? I don't know what she's on about. She's lost the plot. What planet is she on now? Okay, so I thought I'd just do a quick video to show you. So even if you're not interested in, you know, different lenses and stuff like that, it might help you to understand what it is that I'm using, because by using these products I'm creating effects in camera and not in Photoshop. Okay, and that's what I really love about them, is I can just go out and play and see what's what. So I'm going to show you these two lenses, okay, that I'm using at the moment. Okay, now the one I've just got, I've only been out twice with it, but I'm starting to get used to it, is this one. It's the Composer Pro 2, okay, with the Edge 50 optic. Now that sounds complicated, but what it means is, with this system, it's an optic swap system, so you can swap this bit. Okay, so this is the lens part, okay, this is the Edge 50, and that locks in to the front of here. Okay, there we are. Okay, and then this is the Composer Pro 2 part. Okay, so you can get different lenses, okay, make sure that is in there, that fit in the front of there. Okay, you can't, so you need that, you need something for it to fit into. Okay, now I've gone for the Composer Pro 2, and that gives you a system which, if I can sort of show you, you can tilt it, you can tilt the lens. Okay, and that means you can move the effect, the bit of focus, around in the picture. Okay, now with the Edge you get a straight line band of focus. Okay, you can have it vertical, horizontal, you can have it on a bit of a diagonal. Okay, you can move it about. Okay, and also on this optic, on the Edge, you can change the aperture, so you can have more or less blur. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. Okay, now all the Lensbaby lenses are manual focus. Okay, so that takes a little bit of getting used to if you're not used to doing that. Okay, the other lens which you will have seen me talk about is the Sol45, and I use that a lot in Blackpool. Okay, and that is a standalone lens. It doesn't need to fit into anything. You just buy it for the fit of your camera. So if I'm Fujifilm, so it's a Fujifilm fit. If you've got a Canon, you'd buy the Canon fit, etc. Okay, so that fits on the front of your, you know, as a lens. Okay, manual focus. You can't change the aperture on it, it's a fixed aperture. So if you're starting out with creative lenses and effects, it's a really good one because you haven't got to worry about too much. Okay, what you can also change though, it's got these little blades inside, and if you can see, they move, and that you can move those in front of the lens. Okay, and they will add more sort of texture to the blurry bits of the picture. Okay, I really love that lens, particularly for after dark with the lights. It's absolutely amazing, and it's not that heavy, and I stick it on the front of my smaller kind of body camera, the XE5, and I can be out and it tucks in my coat. It's really easy to use. Okay, so I found that really good. Okay, now with the manual focus lenses, what I tend to do is I turn on peaking in the camera menu, and what that means, what it does is when you're focusing, the bit that's in focus has a little bit of a halo kind of colour to it. So I might want to set on red, so you get like a little red glow around the bit that's in focus, and as you focus in and out, if you adjust the focus, you'll see that move on different bits of your picture. Now you can change the colour of that, so if you're photographing red things, so I'm doing red phone boxes or whatever, then I might change it to another colour so I can see. Now I find that quite useful on my camera. I have read comments where people have said they find it's not that helpful on some of the Lensbaby stuff if you're using, you know, an aperture where you're getting loads of blur on a tiny amount of focus, but I find it quite useful when I'm focusing on stuff. Okay, now it probably doesn't work with everything, but it's quite useful a lot of the time, so it helps, it makes life a lot easier. Okay, but you have to turn that on in your camera menu. Okay, but yeah, so that is the Composer Pro 2 with the Edge 50 optic, and that is the Sol45. Okay, so when you see my pictures and I'm posting, I use this, then that is what I've used. And the reason I comment on what I've used is because the effects have been produced in camera and not in editing, so it's interesting to know what I've done with what. All right, I hope that helps. I shall speak to you soon. Bye.